Hi, Angel. I think you can use hearing some nice things about yourself. Can I reach out to you and tell you them? Thank you. Did you know that you house some of the most sophisticated machinery? Everything about you that makes everything you are and that you experience is so incredibly detailed. Think about all the things that you consciously go through, all the things that you're capable of, all the things that you love, and all the mechanisms that must be behind that. And then think about all the things that we take for granted that we don't even have to think about. Everything that's involved behind these mechanisms. My goodness. We are rich. We are filled with abundant treasures. If you think about it, every cell in our body, every type of communication, the chatter that our cells make, everything on just such a molecular and an atomic level, working in harmony and symphony to create what we have is just incredible. That is a big part of what makes us us, what makes you you. I think that's incredibly cool, overwhelmingly cool, the coolest, if you will. I don't know if there's a cooler thing. At least it's one of the coolest things that I'm aware of. I love that there is so much to learn. We've done an amazing job at learning about the human body. But what's exciting is that there's so much more to go. I know it might be frustrating. We wish we had the answers, but it means that you house mystery in a way. That's kind of nice, isn't it? There are puzzles to be solved about how we work, our inner processing, our inner dance and movements. What's going on there? Why is it happening? What's the timing? What's the rhythm? So you house a story in a sense, very much so, that's unfolding as we develop a greater and greater understanding. And as we develop our understanding and how we interact with the environment around us, we learn how to sit, move, go in harmony with these things. And that can include how we want to take care of ourselves. I was reading something yesterday that suggested that we're moving into a bit of a new era where instead of having a singular set of advices for everybody, we're learning about how we are similar but also how we're different and how we can accommodate and adjust our recommendations and our plans for others and for within our health and our well-being, which I think seems very timely and seems very appropriate. Think about what that means. You are an advocate for yourself. You can become one. You can become one for others if that's what you choose. But because we know that although we have so many similarities, I wish for us to be able to reflect on those sometimes. We, sometimes think that we're so different or that could never be me, but we have some very similar workings, but at the same time, and what is also very complex is that we are so individual. No DNA is alike. I could be wrong in that, but I think even if you're a twin, I imagine that there's epigenetics going on and where the expression of some things interact with others, which is maybe why you have twins that seem different. Maybe they're very similar. Maybe you're similar if you're a twin, but I would guess that even though the coding is the exact same, there might be some differences. But I could be wrong. Please correct me. So back to advocacy, because you're so unique and special. It means that the way that you interact with the world around you, what sits right with you, what nourishes you, what fills your heart is going to be different for you than the next person, the next guy, gal, individual. And so if you know that, if you have checked in and you've experienced different things and say, you know what, this is how I motor, you can be an advocate for yourself. Someone might say, you need X amount of this, X amount of that. You need this specific type of wellness. And you can say, you know what? Thank you. However, I know for me, this works the best. I like that for the advice of movement, if that's within your sphere, if that's possible for you, getting movement of some sort. It doesn't have to look like the exact same exercise for everybody. That could be walking, it could be dancing, it could be swimming, it could be the beautiful martial arts. It could be just so many different things. Kayaking, it could be running, it could be spelunking. I don't really know what that is, but I'm assuming there's some exercise in there. Tennis, what have you. If there's something that gets you to move, if there's something that gets you to feel your body and gets your heart rate a little bit elevated, that gives you some positive challenge. I've heard it be called eustress. I think it's spelled EUSTRESS. Eustress. It's a positive stress. Something that gives you that eustress, you get to decide. So I think that's pretty cool. Back to our bodies and giving some affirmations about that. Think about how autonomous you are. Think about the fact that we do rely on some external factors, absolutely. We rely on the sun. We talked about that in a recent gratitude video. We rely on having enough heat that comes from the sun. In order to thrive, we rely on having nutrition and having water to drink in safe conditions. We rely to an extent socialization, and we rely on having good sleep and having reasonable levels of stress, but as in keeping our stress at a reasonable level. But so much of what we go through, of what we're doing, it doesn't even happen with us behind the wheel. Think about it. You have a drummer working inside of you when you your heart is beating largely without your awareness. It's pumping nutrients and oxygen all throughout your body, nourishing all of your cells. Your lungs are expanding and contracting, taking in that oxygen and breathing off that carbon dioxide. Your digestive system, your filtering systems, your immune system, your nervous system, your bones and your muscles, our skin, all of our cells regenerating, going through their life cycles without our conscious, deliberate input and effort. We can tune into, through different exercises and mindfulness, tap into our nervous system a bit and have an impact on our breathing, have an impact even on our heart rate, maybe to slow, to relax, to calm down. But a lot of this, if we were to focus on something else, our bodies take over. They completely let us to run without having to be behind the wheel all the time. And so that makes you an owner of some of the most invaluable, most precious tech that we know of, at least from my point of view. Isn't that pretty sweet? So, all this to say that you have a magical power within you, and that is your, I guess, ability to be here, your ability to be alive, to be living, to be breathing. All this is a special and wonderful thing that you possess. And so, although it might not feel like a traditional affirmation, I think it's worth commending and saying and acknowledging, look at this powerful, astonishing, exciting technology that lies within you. It sure is worth, I think, thinking about and thinking. That is me. I do have that, and that's pretty cool. That is pretty remarkable. We touched a bit on advocacy and how we learned that although we have similarities that allow us to create ideas and advances in how we want to take care of ourselves, you are also an expert on yourself, and it means that it's okay for you to get in touch with what you need or what makes you feel good or helps you to thrive and to feel your best, and to mention it, to speak up, to advocate for ourselves in that situation. And so by you being your own expert, I think that is an affirmation. You are an expert in yourself, and you bring valuable data to what might be helpful to the whole, to the collective, if that makes sense. Because although what helps you is exactly helpful, exactly beneficial to you, there may be pieces of that that are beneficial to others, and vice versa. So I hope you've enjoyed today's unusual but maybe fun and interesting affirmations. I'm wishing you so well. I'm wishing you so well. Take care. Take care.